Maybe some knee to knee on that
Yeah.
left knee based on that replay.
Yeah, you can see the trainer holding her knee or her ankle, it seems like. No, hopefully nothing serious, but again, we've seen Singh, who's been really physical early in this game.
And that's something that I'm sure we'll be seeing more of. But again, now that Singh has picked up that yellow, she's going to have to be a lot more cautious about what she can do here.
Yeah, she's the leading team scorer for UTSA. You know, if they lose her, that's going to be a huge blow for UTSA. And if she gets another yellow, she's going to be missed out for the remainder of this game and also for next game. But again, if they lose Roebuck in this game, that's going to be a huge blow for the Mean Green defense.
Roebuck still getting looked at by the training staff, now on her feet, but moving very gingerly on that left leg. And is needing a lot of assistance to get over to the Mean Green sideline, but we wish her all the best. I hate to see players go down when they have, I mean, she's only a junior. She still has a whole year ahead of her. Hate to see her go down and will be carted off by the medical staff.
Yeah, hopefully there's nothing serious. Hopefully she'll be back for next game.
Well, the Mean Green take over off of the throw-in. Made slight headway into Roadrunner territory, and now the Roadrunners will start streaming back in attack. Well cleared out by the Mean Green. And in place of Rachel Roebuck, it'll be the freshman defender from Austin, Texas, Mia Merritt. She's played in 10 of 15 games and a career-high 58 minutes versus Texas State back in September. Allie Bird trying to chase that one down. Not going to happen, and Krasinski will clear this one back into Mean Green territory. A little bit of bouncing around, and the Roadrunners eventually control. Roadrunners have been passing the ball pretty well when it comes to these short to medium passes. They just haven't been able to find any headway on these long through balls.
Yeah, that's where most of the possession have been lost for UTSA. Those long balls that just haven't been trouble connecting with their teammates.
UTSA winning the throw. Sasha Dade down on the near side to throw it in. Deep throw into the 18-yard box. And the Mean Green corral and start pushing back out. Fouled by Dade, and referee going to have a word with Dade about that one. But just some words, nothing more. No card shown.
Yeah, with just a shorter bump. Nothing much going on.
And Maddie Sterrett will take the free kick here for the Mean Green. Besides that early foray that led to the goal, haven't really seen them be able to control the ball in the attacking third. A little bit of a shove by the Mean Green on that means UTSA will take the free kick and try it themselves.
Yeah, there's a push from behind. But again, it's been really just, both teams been really just like equal on the field. There haven't been really much going on, but you know, UTSA is doing everything they can to just break into that defense from the Mean Green. They're trying to break into that door, but again, they're doing really well, the Mean Green back line.
The Mean Green defense have had a lot of questions asked of them and have answered all of them so far, as we are just about 30 minutes left to play in the first half. 15 minutes in, the Mean Green hold a 1-0 lead. Looking to try and add on to that one. Klein going to try and race to the far side. Shoulder to shoulder. Klein wins that one. And it's taken back by the Roadrunners. And then eventually kicked out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a good hustle from Olivia Klein, out-muscling her opponent, but she loses it right away. It seemed like North Texas had something going.
And we have talked a lot about the Mean Green defense, and rightfully so far, but the UTSA defense has been spectacular as well. The only goal came off of that set piece, and that was a hard-earned set piece as well, cleared out by the Roadrunners. So both defenses not allowing much of anything right now. Kieran Singh going down and drawing the foul, looking to play it quick, and we're now back up.
Yeah, but we got to give props to Schneider, who's been really important for UTSA, really keeping that back line for the Roadrunners organized, and she's been playing an important role for UTSA and on defense. But that's going to be a huge blow since they lost her for today's game.
Kendall Clozo drawing this one into the box, and this one's going to go all the way through. Was not able to be connected on the far side. I believe that was 13 Deja Sandoval, who has a goal and 3 assists on the season. 1 shot on goal and 1 assist versus Middle Tennessee in their last game, but unable to get her foot on the end of that ball, and that was a dangerous one through the middle. Kind of sailed over everybody's heads, but Sandoval not able to put that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, Sandoval was waiting for that one. She just loses her balance, her footing to at least poke that ball into the back of the net, but a missed opportunity for the Roadrunners.
Mean Green finally getting some control and pushing up the right side. Starrett with the ball into the middle, not quite on target. Was looking for Klein on the far side, but well played by Krasinski to come out and make that catch.
Yeah, played well from Krasinski coming out of her line and catching the ball. Olivia Klein was already sprinting towards that middle of the 18-yard box, but Krasinski won it first. But really good cross from Starrett.
Going out for a Mean Green throw. And the Mean Green, after having a little bit of success early, has not been able to find anything more. And now the UTSA still unable to get past that back line of the Mean Green. Only giving up 9 shots per game is this Mean Green defense, and UTSA already at 4, but only 1 on goal.
Yeah, that Mean Green, yeah, the North Texas defense hasn't really been tested much so far in this game.
Bird trying to get away from Sandoval and will end up winning the free throw, or the throw-in, excuse me, and now UNT bit by bit getting another throw-in, moving it down the line. Sometimes that's all you got to do. Just take your small advantages where you can. Allie Bird looking to play it through the middle. There's a nice ball. A second ball is going to be cleared out by the Roadrunners. Now the Mean Green starting to work their way down. Another throw-in to Allie Bird. Playing it backwards. Taken away by Singh, and now the Roadrunners are going to be on the break. A through ball coming in. It's going to be a foot race, and Jacobson comes out and clears that one away nicely. Roadrunners maintain possession for there just a second, and now the Mean Green are back on the attack. A through ball to Klein. Looks like maybe a little bit of miscommunication. Klein wasn't ready for it, but they will take the throw in.
No, she should have let that ball go out of play and just give the possession for UTSA, but instead she threw that one away, and now it's going to be the Mean Green possession.
And going back to that play by Jacobson, Anna Suter for the UTSA Roadrunners. Tied for 9th in Conference USA in points and 3rd in assists, and she was probably going to win that foot race if Jacobson had come out and cleared that one.
Yeah, she was ready. She was just cleared out of danger. Again, the speed from Kaufhold really came full speed, but Jacobson won that one first.
The free kick being won by the Roadrunners. As we are quickly approaching the halfway point of the first half. There's not been a whole lot of offensive opportunities either side, as Krasinski's going to try and beat Bird to this one, and then a collision afterwards.
Yeah, you saw the speed
first to the ball. Bird made contact afterwards. And referee saying fair play, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Mean Green. Maybe a little bit of warning about the contact, but that was it.
Yeah, the speed from Allie Bird, she just outpaced her opponents, but the goalkeeper, Krasinski, won it.
Offsides on the Mean Green. And as I was saying, only 4 shots, 1 on goal for the Roadrunners, 2 shots, 1 on goal, and the 1 save for the Mean Green. neither team been able to break down this back line very often. Of course, the one goal coming in from Allie Bird off the corner set up by Maddie Starrett. Other than that, it's been a quiet game so far.
Yeah, what I'm seeing from UTSA, you know, they've been keeping possession really well, but once they lose it, that's where the North Texas really becomes dangerous.
And off the flag means it's still in and will eventually be cleared out by the Mean Green. UTSA miscommunication, but they'll maintain possession. Dade passing it out to the midfield, and they'll pass it back all the way to the defense. Try and reset on the attack. Blocked by Bird, and now Bird's going to have a foot race here. She's going to try and beat her to the outside, beat her man. It's going to be out in the box. Well played defensively and by Krasinski to come out and challenge that one. I believe it was the central defender, number 13, Deja Sandoval, who was tasked with trying to slow Bird down enough. And she did her job there, and then a nice save by Krasinski.
Yeah, you know, Sandoval really just made a poor pass, and Allie Bird made an easy steal, but again, well played from Krasinski, coming out of her line and making the save and avoiding a 2-0 deficit.
And that's sometimes very hard to do as a defender because Allie Bird is strong and fast, and if you let her get a foot in front, you're liable to bring her down and draw and get a foul called, but managed to stay on her feet and keep stride for stride with Allie Bird.
Yeah, we saw the pace that she has in this game. She is just dangerous when she goes full speed.
Roadrunners trying to find any kind of way through this Mean Green defense. They've tried short passes. They've tried crosses into the box. So far, have not found any way to crack this back line.
Yeah, the North Texas backline has come prepared, and, you know, they just really keeping the UTSA offense just outside of the box, not giving them a chance, a real opportunity towards goal.
Long throw in for the Mean Green. Too long for Allie Bird, but given away by the Roadrunners. A nice bit of skill there. Across into the box, going to be cleared away. And Mean Green now trying to ask their own questions of the Roadrunners, but not going to happen. A long through ball to Singh. A foot race with the defender, and Jacobson is going to come out and just clear this one out. Singh unable to find any kind of purchase. She has been marked extremely well by the defense. A nice takeaway by the Mean Green, and now they're back on the attack. Across to nobody on the backside. There was nobody home. Mean Green will try and press here, and they are awarded with the throw-in for their efforts.
Yeah, Flannery won that battle on that left side. She tried to find a teammate in the box, but again, no one was home for her.
Abby Major looking to the wide side, does get it out wide. Now crossed back in. Cleared, but not all the way out by the Roadrunners, and now will finally go out of bounds. But now the Mean Green, now that they've got a chance to get set up, has been managing to find a couple of opportunities for crosses that we haven't seen so far. Throw-in was off the legs of the Roadrunners, and so off of that, they will take the ball back. Starrett winning that one for just second, and Singh unable to clear this one away, and will now get this one back to the Mean Green. A little bit of back and forth in terms of possession. And now Olivia Klein on the far side, going to try and make a move, is going to get past one defender. Strong play, and then loses the ball. A chance for Klein to break away and make something happen. Made a nice move at first, and then just overran it.
Yeah, great move from Olivia Klein, turning her opponent inside out, but she left the ball behind, and now here comes UTSA.
And as we've mentioned, those through balls just not finding any spots to break through. Mean Green seemingly perfectly fine, trying to just play back, maybe get a counterattack if possible, but you see whenever UTSA is flying forward on the attack, the Mean Green have at least 4 or 5 white shirts back there.
Yeah, they're ready to for that attack from UTSA. You know, they really don't want to concede a goal. You know, they don't want to be left like in bad formation or anything once UTSA comes up with a dangerous attack.
Nice meg there by Devin Flannery. Now she's got space and is brought down. This could be a card. And sure enough, there it is. Number 16, Sasha Dade, got megged by Devin Flannery. Great bit of skill. Has to bring down Flannery just to prevent a good offensive possession. Is awarded with the second yellow card of the game. And now the Mean Green, where they're dangerous on these set pieces, have a great opportunity.
Yeah, that was a really nice nutmeg from Flannery. But again, I'm pretty sure Daddy did not like that move at all. That's what she brought down Flannery.
Taylor Tufts will be taking the free kick for the Mean Green. 4 goals, 7 assists, tied for first in assists in the conference. The in-swinger cleared out by the Roadrunners, but not all the way. Still bouncing around that box and off the head of one of the Mean Green players and out for a UTSA throw, and well defended that time by the Roadrunners.
Yeah, the Mean Green has been really doing good on offense, just trying to get another goal in. You can see Kat Burnell's coming in. She's going to be really dangerous on that offense for North Texas.
Kat Burnell, the freshman forward from Keller, Texas, going in place of Allie Bird. Will get a rest. Burnell has 4 goals, 3 assists on the season so far. Had an assist coming on as a sub versus FIU. And looking to make an immediate impact as she gets a through ball. It's going to be a foot race. She's trying to chip the keeper and just outside. Great idea. Kat Burnell, as you mentioned, looking to make an impact, immediately came on and almost puts one in the net.
Yeah, what a nice pass from Taylor Tuff. A nice chip for Kat Burnell. And all she had to do was just put that ball over the goalkeeper into the back of the net, but it just went into the side netting. You know, just those through balls from Taylor Tuff is just dangerous. That's why she's leading in the conference in assist.
UTSA bringing on a defensive midfielder specialist, Jordan Walker, the 5-foot redshirt junior from Burleson. A long shot from number 20, Avery Cheney, is not going to get anything done. Did have 2 shots on goal and 2 goals versus M10 Middle Tennessee in their previous game. The Texas Tech transfer just kind of throwing that one away on that one.
Yeah, Cheney, really nice spin move that she made, but she had plenty of space to dribble towards goal and take a good shot, but instead she just tried to catch the goalkeeper from off her line, but it didn't work at all.
Is that just a little bit of frustration so far from the Roadrunners about not being able to find anything in deeper?
Yeah, you know, you're down 1-0. You want to tie this game up right away because we already know how dangerous the offense is for North Texas. But again, she didn't have the pace to just dribble towards goal and take a shot, and she did have some support to make a through ball for her teammates. So it is pretty much part of the frustrations too from Cheney.
Mean Green will be awarded with a throw in here as we're approaching 17 minutes left to go in the first half. It is a 1-0 North Texas lead over UTSA. The Allie Bird goal off of the corner kick from Maddie Starrett, the only tally in the game so far.
No, it's been a really good game going back and forth, but just UTSA just can't find a good opportunity to shoot towards goal. The back line has been really organized, really been frustrating that offense from UTSA. But again, North Texas should be taking a 2-0 lead, especially that miss that Kat Burnell had just a few minutes ago.
UTSA, I think, overall has been the better team in the midfield for sure, though. They seem to be winning all the aerial balls, as we mentioned, especially through that first opening third of that first half, first 10, 15 minutes. Definitely better in the midfield. Just weren't able to crack that North Texas back line. And now they may be feeling a little bit tired, too, as we're, deep into this first half. They've only made 1 sub. And the Mean Green now on the attack here. On the wide side, nice step over. Cross is going to be blocked and cleared away, but not all the way out. Bouncing around that 18-yard box. Still up in the air, and it looks like a little bit of a shove on that last one means the Roadrunners are going to be able to escape from that one.
Yeah, well defended from Hillier, who made that really good slide tackle on that North Texas player. Really good defensive play because really nice move, but the slide tackle was just perfect.
Number of North Texas players have checked into the game. Number 5, Dennis Grace. 6, Summer Brown. 9, Jenna Sheely. 14, Madison Jenowatz. And number 27, Mia Merritt, of course, checked in earlier for the injured Rachel Roebuck. Mean Green with a deep through ball. A little bit of contact. The referee says maybe went down a little too easy. That was number 6, Summer Brown. Was unable to get around the defender. And the Roadrunners take back over after the ball's given away in midfield. Now with a little bit of pressure up front. And the long shot going to be blocked by the Mean Green. 6 shot attempt to go, only 1 on target. And once again, the Mean Green just holding strong, building that interior line strong so that nothing can get through to Jacobson, who hasn't had to do a whole lot of work today.
Yeah, you can tell that shot that was blocked. This Mean Green defense and North Texas defense have barriers they can protect, block those long shots. If you really want to score on this North Texas defense, you got to crack through that back line and put that ball in the box and take a shot on Jacobson. Take a real shot on Jacobson and just get yourself back in the game.
Number 9, Marley Frey checking in for Avery Cheney. Marley Frey with 3 goals, 2 assists on the year. Missed all of 2020 with a knee injury. The redshirt junior from Coconut Creek, Florida. And immediately we'll do a nice header out in front for Singh. Singh trying to control this one well. Might be the first opportunity for Singh. A lot of contact, and the referee points to the spot. This is going to be a penalty kick for the Roadrunners. Marley Frey coming on immediately with an excellent header through to Singh. Singh wins the foot race against the Mean Green defender and draws the penalty kick. It'll only be the 2nd penalty kick of the year for UTSA. Missed their first one earlier in the year, and Singh will be the one to take this one against Jacobson.
Yeah, well played from Singh.
Singh stepping up, picked her side, saved by Jacobson, and it rolls into the goal. Unlucky for Jacobson, who picked the correct side, stuck a foot out there to stop the penalty kick, and had the horrible misfortune of having it bounce and spin back into the net.
Yeah, you can see here a powerful shot, but just unlucky from Jacobson. Blocks the shot with their leg, but just takes a lucky bounce, and it goes into the side of the net, and now they're tied up here. Really nice move from Singh, really committing the penalty, causing the penalty, and just, you know, that was a penalty, just no yellow card, and well played for Singh. And now they're back in this game. It's going to be really interesting how this game plays out.
So in the 32nd minute, Kieran Singh draws the penalty kick and puts away the first penalty kick on the season for the Roadrunners and ties the game up at 1-1.
Yeah,
all of that early good that the Mean Green were able to put together has been washed away. But you can't say that UTSA probably hasn't deserved at least a goal the way they've been possessing and controlling most of the match so far.
Yeah, UTSA really just took advantage of that penalty kick. And really just, they've been having possession really well, but just they need to keep that ball a little bit more long, because they've been really just giving it away easily. And we know how dangerous North Texas is when UTSA loses a possession.
And now they're right back in as Marley Frey looking to make a move. Unable to meg the Mean Green player, but they maintain possession and find Singh on the wing. And Singh with the header cleared out well, defended and marked well by the Mean Green. Dangerous one was taken off the line by Mia Merritt.
Yeah, they gave too much space on Singh on that left side. Good control and a good cross, but you know, really well defended from one of the defenders from North Texas.
And the Roadrunners have won a corner here. No, excuse me, a throw-in. Sabrina Hilliard throwing in. Gets it back on the wide side. Another cross. Dangerous one this time. Jacobson punches it up. It's up and over. Couple of Roadrunner bodies around there. Jacobson going up to compete. Looks like it ended up going off of a Roadrunner at the end of the day. And so a goal kick for the Mean Green.
Yeah, it was Dad who made the header, out jumping her opponent. She won it easily. But again, I want to see how North Texas will react after conceding that penalty kick, because so far it's been all UTSA.
Mackenzie Kofold checking in for Olivia Alvarez for the Roadrunners. Junior from Rockwall, Texas, moving up front into that midfield. Unable to connect on the pass are the Roadrunners, and now the Mean Green are going to try and play something up front. Ball bouncing around in the middle of no man's land, and the Roadrunners will take advantage. Now sprint up the wide side. Looking for another cross in. Here it is, low and knocked away by the Mean Green. And it'll be another throw for the Roadrunners, but now you feel like they have all the momentum right now, picking right back up where they left off in that first 15 minutes or so of the first half.
Yeah, they've been dangerous now on the attack, and you can see the Mean Green defense are just frustrated now how this game is being played out now after conceding a penalty kick. And just keep an eye how this game goes, because UTSA has been really dangerous on the attack. We haven't seen much from North Texas.
This one back into the middle by the Roadrunners, flicked on by Singh to nobody, and Jacobson will field that one. Reached 10 minutes left to play here in the first half. 1-1 the score, tie game between the Roadrunners and the Mean Green. Roadrunners failing to connect on another long pass, and this one a through ball to Burnell. Burnell's got the step. She's going to be one-on-one with the keeper. She puts it wide side. It's in! Goal by Kat Burnell. The freshman forward with her 5th goal of the season. Conference USA Player of the Week back in August does it again here and gives the Mean Green the lead again. Here's the replay.
Yeah, what a nice through ball on Kat Burnell. A great finish, putting the Mean Green back up front. There's no hesitation from Kat Burnell. Great finish. And now North Texas has responded back. It's going to be really fun.
Knew she had the step, just had to maintain composure and pick a side, and slots it perfectly in that left side netting past Mia Krasinski. And the Mean Green mentioned that they haven't had a whole lot of opportunities once they've settled in, looking for that counter attack. They finally found it, finally made it work, and they have retaken the lead. And you have to expect, I think, the Roadrunners will be doubly upset about getting the lead and giving it back up. We'll be pushing hard towards the end of this first half.
Yeah,
Alex Granville checks in for Sabrina Hillier at the back.
Yeah, you can see UTC have 5 players lined up in the middle of the field. It's going to have something going. They're going to go quickly.
A little bit of a conversation between the UTSA head coach Derek Pittman and the referee. Pittman in his 5th year with the UTSA Roadrunners, 34, 33, and 12 all time, and helped the Roadrunners get to their first conference winning record and Conference USA tournament bid last year.
Yeah, that did not work for UTSA. They should have just played it shortly. Again, they tried to catch the North Texas defense off guard, but it didn't really work that well.
North Texas with the throw. And a little bit of chaos in the midfield here now as Summer Brown is going to look for Burnell again on the wide side and sprint back to the middle. Burnell's going to need to make one miss. We'll set up and toss that one. Don't think that's where she wanted it, but Brown doing a good job of at least forcing the defender to play the ball away. Will end up being a goal kick.
Yeah, what Kat Burnell was trying to find a run for Summer Brown in the box, but they didn't communicate very well, and then just a lost possession for North Texas.
Isa Hernandez checking in for Serena Russ for the Roadrunners. The graduate midfielder from Kyle, Texas. And the Roadrunners pushing back in again. It's Frey trying to spring Singh out the wide side, but once again, Mean Green all over it. And a huge credit to Mia Merritt the freshman from Austin, Texas, coming in and having to defend one of the top goal scorers in the conference, and Kieran Singh has done a very good job so far, minus the one penalty kick being awarded to UTSA. Frey trying to throw this one into the middle. Dealt with well by the Mean Green and knocked out of bounds for a throw-in.
Yeah, you're talking about Maya Merritt, who's been really good so far in this game. She's a very physical player, and she can step up when needed.
Roadrunners trying desperately to find a crack in the armor that is the North Texas defense. This one stripped away, and now the Mean Green trying to play with numbers on the attack, trying to find Burnett up front, and here she goes. It's not going to be able to take a step away from number 13, Deja Sandoval, who checked back into the game, but did win a throw. Now Burnell possessing well, looking towards the middle, unable to connect with a teammate. Stepped up and knocked down. An excellent challenge there by the Mean Green. Gives them possession back.
Yeah, that was Grace Dennis winning the ball easily, but an easy giveaway that Starrett made.
And the Mean Green are going to be comfortable with the throw in here. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in this first half. North Texas looking to add on another insurance goal.
Yeah, it's been a really entertaining first half. You know, from both teams, you can see how North Texas can be dangerous on the offense. But again, UTSA, they had their moments in this game to put a few goals in.
8 shots, 2 on target for the Roadrunners. 5 shots, 3 on target for North Texas, including the 2 goals. And now Roadrunners on the move, but cut out nicely by the Mean Green before being given away back to the Roadrunners. Singh trying to win that one, goes up. It's going to be a foot race out to the wide side. Mean Green have to deal with this one, and we'll just toss it out for the throw-in. But as you mentioned, yeah, the Roadrunners trying to find some kind of way past this Mean Green defensive wall. Have not been able to, as Savannah Powell checks in for Kieran Singh, who will sit the rest of the first half. What do you think that UTSA can do better to try and get through this stalwart North Texas defense?
You know, just try to make those short through balls inside the box and get an opportunity to just, it's a dangerous curveball towards that far post. But again, just try to make those short through balls in the box and just try to break that North Texas defense back line, because, you know, we saw how North Texas can, I mean, not North Texas, how UTSA can break that back line, and we saw how dangerous they can make those short through balls. So really just try to drive into the box and get a good shooting opportunity.
We saw the attempted finesse shot, the curler there from Mackenzie Koffold, who was unable to get it under the bar. Not a bad effort, but is yet another shot that will not go on goal for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, that was just a good curler. It seemed like the wind had a factor on that shot.
5 minutes left to play here in the first half. North Texas still with a 2-1 lead over UTSA. This free kick in drops nicely for the Mean Green. Summer Brown on the wide side tries to get a shot in and unable to control afterwards, and Roadrunners will look to break now. Not nearly as much speed on the field for the Roadrunners without Singh, but a nice little bit of skill in passing before turning the ball back over and intercepting it again. Now the Roadrunners on the move, looking out to the wide side. That ball in. Jacobson comes up and claims that one, and now the Mean Green looking to maybe try and make a run. 5 on 5 if they hurry. Looking for someone, looking for Burnell, not over the head of the Roadrunners. And now back the other way the Roadrunners come.
Yeah, that was a good pass. Kat Burnell was waiting for that one, but very defended well from the Roadrunners.
Savannah Powell out on the wing looking to try and make a run, but cut out nicely. Excellent challenge there by the Mean Green. Number 24, Peyton Renfro. Checking in for the Mean Green. It's going to be number 8, Alexis Truitt, in for Summer Brown. Alexis Truitt, the junior forward from Bourne, Texas. 1 goal as a sub last game versus FIU. The Sam Houston transfer with a goal and an assist on the season so far.
Yeah, this game so far after that goal from Cabrinell, this game has been going back and forth.
Neither team has really been able to establish a clear possession game either. There's a lot of give and take back and forth in the midfield, but neither team has been able to set up and kind of pass the ball around and look for any kind of opening with any kind of consistency throughout the game.
Yeah, that's really been a really good battle in possession. You can say it's about 50-50, 47-53 in ball possession from both teams, but really, again, they're doing everything they can to just keep possession and try to create more scoring opportunities. As you can see, UTSA really doing a really good job from having possession, but once they lose it, that's where North Texas can become dangerous, just taking those opportunities.
Now UTSA with an opportunity here. Frey back inside. Kofold trying to get something back into Powell in the middle. UTSA maintaining possession, but now here goes Burnell on the break. It's going to be Burnell trying to chase down Sandoval. Wins the ball. Is it going to be Krasinski getting there first? Yes. Great play by Mia Krasinski. That is a tough one to read when the ball is bouncing up and down between Sandoval and Burnell. Was able to beat Burnell to the ball after that and clear it away.
Yeah, Sandoval needed some help from the goalkeeper from Krasinski, and she came out well and just clearing out of danger.
Mean Green with 1:17 left to go in this first half. They'll have a throw and one more opportunity here to try and extend this lead. The deep throw coming into the box, cleared out by the Roadrunners. A little bit of shoving match there, and the deep ball in, fielded cleanly by Krasinski. No real danger there.
Yeah, for North Texas, you should be happy you got a 2-1 lead before the end of this first half. But, you know, there's a little bit some stuff that both teams need to fix if they want to get the win here.
And here's the Roadrunners off to the wide side. Falls down and is going to eventually lose the ball and have it cleared out by the Mean Green. That was Anna Suter looking for her first attempt on goal. Unable to get anything clean. Well played defensively by the Mean Green, as this one's going to bounce out for a goal kick, and with 15 seconds left, that should just about tick out the end of the first.
Yeah, really fun first half between both teams. Just been really entertaining. It hasn't been really like a snooze fest. It's been really fun to watch both teams going at it because they know how important this conference game is for both teams.
That takes down the end of the first half. North Texas up with a 2-1 lead off of goal. Pulling everybody back.
Well, it depends the score. You know, if it's 2-1 and there's 10 to 15 minutes left, yes, North Texas should drop all their players back and play defense. But at this moment, if you're North Texas, try to score 1 or 2 goals and just put this game away. Because, you know, having a 2-goal lead, it is a dangerous lead. You want to protect the lead.
Well, we are underway here on the second half at the North Texas Soccer and Track and Field Complex. And right away, the Roadrunners back on the attack. We saw a lot of this in that early part of that first half. Heavy control through the midfield, but then would try and get out to the wide side or try and play a through ball and be unsuccessful. We'll have to see if they can finally crack the code that has been this Mean Green defense. And start off with a free kick. Most of the usual suspects back in for the Roadrunners. And, of course, keep your eye on Kieran Singh. Already a goal off of the penalty kick she drew earlier. This one high in. It's unmarked by UTSA. Goes just wide. And they were not far off from tying that game up.
Yeah, it was Dad who made the good header out. Good jump, good header, but just off target. That was a dangerous header and a good cross, but a really close opportunity to see a good cross in, and Dad just out jumping her opponent, and just the shot was just off target.
Maybe a mismarking there from the Mean Green, as there's really no reason for her to be that wide open on the box. Or maybe it was just a well-designed play as well. Hard to tell from that angle, and now the Mean Green streaming back forward. Out to the wide side. Flannery looking, making a nice move, trying to find Klein crossing in. It was Krasinski who came out and made that play.
Yeah, great move from Flannery. I don't know if that was just a shot she was trying to do or just trying to put in a cross for Olivia Klein, who was waiting on that back post. But again, Krasinski was ready for that one.
Maybe was of half a mind on both sides, couldn't decide on the cross or the shot, ended up with something in between. And a foul called on Mia Merritt, the freshman defender who came on in place of the injured Rachel Roebuck back in the first half. And it'll give the Roadrunners another opportunity from roughly around the same spot where they had that free kick earlier in the half.
Yeah, this is going to be from a different angle, but good opportunity for UTSA can take advantage and try to get a goal off this set piece. Because whoever's going to be taking this free kick, they're going to be looking for Dad again, who's going to be waiting in the box for this header.
You can see from that replay pretty clearly a foul, a little bit of a shove in the back. And the Roadrunners players had to retie their shoe, and now we're ready to get back underway. And here's the set piece cross into the middle. It's on the far post, bouncing around, and it looks like the Mean Green are going to be able to control and get it out. And Klein now with some space on the wide side. And did roll out of bounds, just barely.
Yeah,
Not sure there's going to be a whole lot of space to get into, but good opportunity for Klein to try and get those legs moving early on in the second half.
Yeah, just good speed from Klein. She just took a heavy touch on that pass from Allie Bird.
So UTSA right back into Mean Green territory. Klein trying to control. Did go off of Sabrina Hillier for the Roadrunners, so now the Mean Green get an opportunity, and they will be taking their time, slowing everything down as much as they can. And now they will venture into Roadrunner territory. That one off the head of a Roadrunner, and they'll take another throw-in.
Yeah, no hurry for North Texas to get things going.
Don't need to be in any kind of a hurry at all, as Merritt will throw this one in. Not far enough for the Mean Green. Now maintaining possession pretty well, going out to the outside. A deep ball in for Allie Bird, was not too far off, but went into the outstretched arms of Mia Krasinski.
Yeah, a long ball attempted, looking for Allie Bird on that cross, but not much going on. And a good job from Krasinski getting the ball in her hands.
And the Roadrunners, a little bit of chaos there. Clean play. And now it's going to be a one-on-one with Flannery and the keeper's going to get there first. Had a couple extra steps. And a little bit of outstretched arm shoving there against the Mean Green means the Roadrunners are going to take another free kick.
Now you can
Something important. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so far it's been really chippy from both teams. Getting a little bit heated, but it's a conference matchup. You know, both teams don't really like each other much.
Yes, and as we mentioned earlier, the last time these two saw each other was UTSA knocking out the Mean Green in double overtime in the first round of the Conference USA tournament. Another deep ball into the back post. Bouncing up a couple of times on the volley. Managed to find its way through to Jacobson, but she saw it all the way and was able to corral that one nicely.
Yeah, Sutter should have put more power on that shot, and that could have been in the back of the net, but she didn't get a good touch on that shot.
Here's Klein on the wide side, trying to find somebody, but none of the Mean Green were really pushing up quickly to help her, but well done to win possession and force the Roadrunners to try and play the ball.
Yeah,
the Roadrunners will earn the throw and make their way back down. Something that should be noted, despite how well the Mean Green were able to put points on the board in that first half, they're outscoring opponents now 17-11 in the first half, including this one, but they've outscored opponents 19-7 in the second half. really a big second half team. Lots of conditioning for this Mean Green squad means they're really able to turn on the Jets when it comes to that second half when other teams might be getting tired.
Yeah, we know how dangerous North Texas is in the second half. It doesn't really matter how you start the game. What matters is how you finish it, and that's what they've been doing all season long. Just scoring more goals in the second half and just putting the games away.
Now the Mean Green deciding who's going to take this free kick. It will be Grace Dennis, redshirt freshman from Allen, Texas. 2 assists already on the season, and the Mean Green set up. In-swinger to the back post is going to go harmlessly wide, just over the heads of all the Mean Green attackers, and Krasinski didn't need to do anything challenging on that one.
Yeah, the cross from Dennis was just way too high. And we know how dangerous North Texas is in the set pieces. They scored off a corner kick in the first half, but there was just nothing going on there. Really, just not a good cross from Dennis.
Mean Green doing a good job of just bogging down this UTSA attack. They haven't been able to, especially in the second half so far, nearly 10 minutes in, they haven't been able to complete really a lot of those short passes that we saw them completing in the midfield in the first half. And again, those through balls haven't been there either. Really the only opportunities in the second half for the Roadrunners have come off of the Mean Green fouls into the free kicks.
Yeah, it's been pretty much going on throughout this game. You know, UTSA just having a lot of possessions being thrown away easily, and they're just having trouble keeping possessions. You know, the Mean Green has been really doing a good job pressuring UTSA.
Ball bouncing around again before being cleared out down the line. Back and forth they go. This time Flannery throws it out in front for Klein. It's a foot race. Klein's going to win the foot race, and both players going down, Klein and the defender.
Yeah, that's Hillier who's slow to get up.
Hillier and Klein both shaken up by that one. Here's the replay of this one. You can see Klein has a little bit of a step, a little bit of contact, not enough to draw a foul, but yeah, it looks like Klein landed awkwardly on Hillier's legs, and that is not comfortable for either player.
Yeah, the good thing they're back on their feet.
Yeah, especially somebody as important as Klein to this Mean Green offense. Klein first in the Conference USA in goals and points, and tied for 7th in assists with 8 goals, 4 assists, and 20 points. The end result of all that is going to be a corner kick for the Mean Green. Taylor Tuff's going to take this one. Tied for first in assists in the conference coming into today with 7. Mean Green have another chance on the set piece. The in-swinger coming in. Heads go up and eventually going to be taken back over by the Mean Green. And this one going to roll out on the flag and onto the goal line. A friendly bounce for North Texas means they'll get another chance at the corner.
Hey, you can see that previous corner kick. They're just gathering around the goalkeeper, trying to make Krasinski uncomfortable. You see, they're doing it again on Krasinski.
Grace Dennis from the other side here, the in-swinger. And ball was rolling around, but it looks like there was a shove on the Mean Green, and that'll be a free kick for the Roadrunners. Opportunity there for the Mean Green, and I think they really like trying to target Allie Bird here. The 6-foot senior from Kingwood, Texas, trying to use all of that height on these set pieces.
Yeah, the interesting story about Allie Bird, she did get an offer to play basketball for North Texas women's basketball team, but instead she's playing now here for the Mean Green soccer team. But the height advantage has really been a factor for Allie Bird scoring goals that we saw in the first half. She just had that height advantage to just win that ball in the air and score. And they're just looking for Allie Bird on those corner kicks.
I'm sure John Hedlund thoroughly enjoys having that 6-foot target on these set pieces.
Not only just the height, but the pace that Allie Bird has on offense.
Mean Green starting to take over well in the midfield here. Maybe UTSA pressing the action a little too much. This through ball trying to find Bird, and she's going to be able to track it down off the head of one of the Roadrunners and able to block out the Roadrunner defender and draw another corner.
Yeah,
another opportunity here.
Well played from Allie Bird, just protecting the ball, let that ball go out of play to earn that corner kick.
And you can see now the Mean Green with the opportunity here. Only one corner in the first half, and now 3 within the first 10 minutes. Starting to put a little bit more pressure on this UTSA defense. And it will be Dennis again. This one, a high bounce off of the Roadrunners, says the referee. And so the Mean Green will get to try this one again.
Yeah, UTSA is just suffering on these corner kicks. They're trying to defend well on these set pieces.
So far they've been able to, but another factor is for every corner that comes in for the Mean Green, that's just more time off the clock.
Yeah, just taking their time, taking a good walk towards the corner. See, no hurry.
This one up and towards the back post and unable to connect with anybody. So now the Roadrunners will finally get a chance to get this ball back out of their own zone.
Yeah, it seemed like Dennis was not trying to put that ball in the middle. Instead, she was aiming for that back post.
That back post can be such a tricky spot for those in-swingers, too. You got to get it perfect, otherwise it is going to miss everyone and be a goal kick. Chaos in the midfield leads to Mean Green ball. Trying to find a through ball to Klein on the wide side. Unable going to find that one, and now trying to find Singh on the counter are the Roadrunners. Well defended there. And a little bit of a frustration foul on Singh. Kicking out the leg of the defender. Well done there.
Yeah, defended well from Major, using her body to protect the ball and just not letting Singh getting past her. But again, you can see the UTSA players are just getting frustrated now.
Yes, this back line of Merritt, Schwertner, and Major have been doing a fantastic job of just making it so difficult for the Roadrunners to find any kind of offensive pressure. And you can see as this game goes on, North Texas being this big second half team, they're starting to win more of the possession than they did in the first, especially in the midfield. And they've started to be more on the attacking side here, with now 5 corners total, 4 alone in the second half.
Yeah, so far it's been on North Texas. UTSA can't get anything going on in the second half. You can see a nice win from Taylor Tuff.
A nice move, frees Klein on the left side. She's going to look for somebody in the middle. And unfortunately unable to corral that one and get across in, and so another Roadrunner goal kick, but just more time off the clock at this point as we approach almost 30 minutes left to go in this second half. And UTSA really, besides that free kick that turned into a missed header, haven't been able to get anything going on the offensive side.
And yeah, you can see North Texas has been winning possessions in the air and just taking advantage of them. You know, they were looking to score a third goal and just try to pound this UTSA team. See, it's been all North Texas so far in the second half. UTSA has been really slow and haven't having much going on in the second half.
Yeah, something that we did not see a whole lot of in the first half were these aerial battles going to the Mean Green. Roadrunners controlled a lot of those. The Mean Green much more clinical this time in these midfield jump balls and been able to come away with the possession a lot more often. Winning the throw on the far side. Roadrunners kick this one back out, and Mean Green starting to inch their way back down into UTSA territory. This one a nice little bit of play there by Taylor Tufts to control. Ball into the middle, finds Klein, who's got space in the box but unable to control it. Bouncing around between a few Roadrunners. Mean Green somehow came up with it and then gave it right back, and now Singh on the wide side trying to use her speed, and Sterrett goes shoulder to shoulder with her and ends up winning the throw-in. Well done by Sterrett.
Now back to that play from Flannery. Good control from Flannery, but just well defended from UTSA, not letting Flannery to turn around and take a good shot.
Giving back to Klein. Klein looking for the shot. It's wide. It's in! Olivia Klein on the far post. Perfectly found by Devin Flannery. Krasinski unable to cover all of that net.
Yeah, really a great goal from Olivia Klein. Just Flannery just leaves the ball over for Olivia Klein and a powerful shot, getting the ball past Krasinski, and just no chance for Krasinski to make that save. Again, Olivia Klein now has 9 goals this season. She continues to be at her brilliant best for the Mean Green.
Great control by Flannery in the middle and great vision to pick out Klein, who had all the time in the world and picks out the far side of the net. And now the Mean Green with a 3-1 lead with under 30 minutes to play in the second half. And maybe an opportunity for the Mean Green to tack on one more as they start streaming forward, starting to feel it a little bit on offense now as Klein is going to try and pressure. Bird takes this one away, tries to get down the line, but wins the throw in. And more pressure being applied by the Mean Green.
You know, a great goal from Olivia Klein. Once she had possession, you hear the fans saying, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it.
Everybody wanting her to just rear back and fire that one in, and she obliged the entire Mean Green side.
See, now the rain is coming in now. Let's see if it plays a factor in this game. I like drizzle.
Nothing too crazy yet. No lightning either. That's the important thing. We'll play on through anything but lightning as Singh trying to find a way in. A nice move to the outside. That cross deflected. Well covered. But a great little bit of skill there by Anna Suter, who we haven't had a chance to mention a whole lot in this game because she's been so well marked, but you can see what she's capable there of there.
Yeah, she's just turning her opponent inside out, trying to put in a good cross, but it gets blocked. Let's see if UTSA can take advantage of this corner kick. Need to get back in the game.
Kieran Singh has been taking all of the corners for the Roadrunners, and I believe she takes them from both sides as well, as Jacobson goes up, and goalie has every right to that ball just as much as the attacker, so it'll be a foul on the Roadrunners, and they will, unfortunately for them, not get anything out of that corner.
Yeah, if UTSA ends up with the loss here, they're going to be really in a tough spot to clinch a spot in the CUSA tournament. You know, they're in 7th place with only 9 points, and this is not, UTSA is not really a good road team. At home, they're good. 5 wins, only 1 loss in the draw, but on the road, only 2 wins they had so far this season.
Mean Green win a free kick and will once again start venturing into Roadrunner territory. And you can feel at this point they're probably going to be playing a lot more possession. I would expect in the general run of play more short passes as this one is in. Bird tries to get ahead on it. He's going to try and corral it onto the 18-yard box, but unable to. And then the Roadrunners just going to clear this one away. But yes, I expect a lot more possession ball, just trying to run this one out now as we hit nearly 25 minutes left to go in the second half. And a 3-1 commanding lead. Don't need to play park the bus completely just because sometimes that gives the Roadrunners an opportunity to find open spots that they wouldn't normally. But
and yeah, if you have a 2-goal lead, I don't think Coach John Helen will be thinking about having to park the bus or dropping all of his players to play defense. You know, it's a comfortable 2-goal lead, so I don't think they really need much to drop all their players back and play defense. You know, they're comfortable right now. UTSA hasn't really have anything going on offense in the second half.
So UTSA with a free kick here. Probably looking to just put this one deep, maybe get some control deep in Mean Green territory. And they'll try to go to Singh on the wide side. Manages to corral that one. Played it well. Try and get around the defender, but unable to do anything with it after that. And that's something that we've seen As we mentioned in that first half, the Mean Green have done a really good job of forcing Singh to the outside and not letting her get any inside runs to try and be a goal-scoring threat.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah, back to Singh. We saw how Singh can use her speed and dribble inside the box when she won that penalty kick in the first half. So they've been really doing a good job just keeping her out.
Renfro trying to throw this one into Bird on the wide side. And it looks like Roadrunners will take over on a throw, and coming into the game for the Roadrunners, for Singh is the one that helped spring Singh onto that penalty kick opportunity. Marley Frey isn't officially going to get an assist, but basically assisted in drawing that penalty kick.
Yeah, she put in a really good pass for Singh to win in the box. But again, we saw how dangerous Singh is when she's full speed.
And we'll have to see if Marley Frey can work some more magic and find some more opportunities for her teammates. So I'm kind of bouncing around the middle of the pitch here, but Mean Green are perfectly fine with the way this is going right now. Any kind of just back and forth possession, anything that keeps it on the Roadrunner side of the field is perfectly acceptable for the Mean Green.
Yeah, so far in the second half has been all Mean Green, and it seems like they're not going to be looking to score a fourth goal in the game to seal the game. I think they're comfortable where they're at right now. And again, they've just been really controlling possession. They're just, a little bit of time wasting, just playing possession, keep playing, keep away from the Roadrunners.
And doing so good. I mean, you saw on that, as soon as the Roadrunners were trying to get something back, Mean Green had 6 white shirts to the three blue of the Roadrunners, unable to get anything going. And look, they're all over it again.
Yeah, they're just all over the field. Once the player from UTSA has the ball, they look up, they see a white shirt.
Contact there between Flannery and Anna Suter. Going to lead to the free kick for the Roadrunners. You see, ooh, right off the face of Flannery, then tries to go in and steal that ball, but draws the foul.
Yeah, Merritt was trying to put in a cross, but she loses her footing. I don't know if it's the rain, but she loses her footing, didn't put in a good cross.
I'm sure that has a little something to do with it. Just a light drizzle here, as Klein forcing Kendall Kloza to just toss that one out. And we'll have a couple of changes for the Mean Green.
Yeah, Kloza had Krasinski. She could have played it back, but I think it's just desperation from Kloza, just clearing the ball out. And you can see Kat Burnell's back on the field, adding an extra striker. You can see Coach John Hedlund wants to score one more goal.
Yeah, that's Kat Burnell that checked in, who is one of the goal scorers of the day for the Mean Green, as well as number 9, Jenna Sheely, the senior forward from Austin, Texas. UTSA fans not agreeing with that throw-in call for the Mean Green, but they will maintain possession nonetheless, as this one's trying to find Burnell. And will bounce out to the midfield. Mean Green maintaining possession again. This one all the way out wide to Klein, who's going to have to try and provide some pressure, and she was offsides anyway. So either way, Roadrunner free kick.
Yeah, good second half for Mean Green, keeping up the pressure throughout this 25 minutes of this second half. Scoring a goal already, and just keeping this game out of reach for UTSA. They just have been really much going on for them.
And sometimes in soccer, it's the best defense is a good offense, right? You think about all this pressure that they're applying. Every little second that the Mean Green have the ball is less opportunities that the Roadrunners can do anything with it. And also, has that double-edged sword of being able to give you an opportunity to score as well. So
And yeah, this North Texas defense has been played really well throughout the game. You know, yes, they conceded a goal, but that was just a lucky penalty kick, the lucky bounce that went into the back of the net. And again, they've been playing really well. You know, they've been shaky sometimes this season, but today they've been playing really well. Not much frustrations for the North Texas defense.
Yeah, and they've done a great job of cutting out these passing angles, as this one is going to try and go into Burnell, but Krasinski's going to be well off the line to punt this one away. Apart from that penalty kick, the Mean Green has been basically spotless on defense, and unfortunately, I think Jacobson's going to be looking at this one going, I could have had my 7th clean sheet of the season if that ball had bounced and spun back into the goal off of the penalty kick.
And yeah, she's going to be having trouble going to sleep tonight. But again, she did make a good save with just that unlucky bounce that went into the back of the net. And that's pretty much going to bother her for the rest of this day.
But, you know, if that's the worst thing that happens to her all day, that's not a bad day. As this one high and into the 18-yard box of the Roadrunners. Mean Green going to maintain possession. Swing it back out wide. It's Peyton Renfro looking to bring it back into the middle. A nice play on into the middle of the box, but unable to corral that one and get it on for a shot. Was the sub coming on? Jenna Sheely had an opportunity to maybe turn and strike that one, just unable to get it clean.
Well, Grace Dennis had the opportunity to shoot towards goal, but again, the defense from UTSA just cleared it out.
Looks like it's Summer Brown checking into the game here for the Mean Green, and another corner earned. Another opportunity for Grace Dennis to get her 3rd assist of the year. Keep your eyes out. No Allie Bird out there, so maybe Summer Brown's the target. This one looks like it just went out. I thought it went off the hand of Krasinski, but looks like it went out first, and so it'll be a goal kick for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, Dennis was trying to get a sombrero in the game, but again, a little bit too high. And yeah, it did seem like Krasinski did get her hand on the ball just to push it out, but ended up being a goal kick.
Kieran Singh checking back into the game for the Roadrunners. Again, one of these rules that we may have mentioned earlier, the 11 substitutions per side, and then you get 1 re-entry in the second half. No re-entries in the first half. Once you get subbed out, you're out, but you do get 1 re-entry if you started the second half. So Kieran Singh now back in for the remainder of this game with 17 minutes left to play.
And yeah, they need Singh to come out and play at her best if they want to get back in this game. They're only down by 2 goals. There's still 17 minutes left, but they need to get something going quickly.
Frey with a nice mag, but Roadrunners unable to come away with that one. And now they'll start pressing forward again. You're going to see probably a lot more numbers streaming forward for the Roadrunners, but that could open up the defensive line the more that attackers and midfielders they throw forward to try and tie this game up.
And yeah, if North Texas does come out with the win here, it'll be their first win since
this one off a deflection. Frey tried to go up for it. Jacobson tried to go up for it. In the end, nobody got it, and it squeaks out to the wide side. And the Mean Green breathe a sigh of relief, and now we'll try and knock this one down in. Burnell unable to track that one down, and it'll go ping pong down into Mia Krasinski's hands.
That was a dangerous cross, just no one was home on that one. You know, Jacobson did come out. She wasn't able to get her finger on it, but, you know, not really much going on that cross.
I think it even took a deflection off a Mean Green player, which is why it was a bit of a wild one. And checking into the game for the Mean Green, Maddie Junowatz. Senior forward from Southlake, Texas, with 5 goals and 4 assists on this season. Has been a solid sub for the Mean Green. And Abby Major checking back in as well. Free kick for the Roadrunners, but time is ticking away as we are entering the final third of this second half. Just 15 minutes to go. North Texas still with a 3-1 lead over the Roadrunners. Extended that lead thanks to a nice goal from Olivia Klein on the wide side with the assist from Devin Flannery. This one a high arcing ball into the box. A little bit of chaos. Tossed back towards the middle for the Roadrunners. They have an opportunity here. Not a whole lot of power on that one. And it looks like it was offsides anyway on the final pass into the box. But Jacobson handled that one nicely.
Yeah, and, you know, Sandoval had the opportunity right in front of the goal. She should have scored that one. But, again, she didn't put much power on it. And that just was an easy save for Jacobson, but again, she was caught offsides.
Roadrunners trying to get this ball back from the Mean Green. Mean Green possessing nicely here in the midfield. Short passes, just trying to find the open teammate. This one deep in, and now given back to the Roadrunners. For the Mean Green take it back again. They've taken away a lot of this midfield space, forced the Roadrunners to try and go with these long through balls and long passes. Is that one not quite there?
Yeah, North Texas has been dominating in the midfield in the second half, and it's been all there. So really just taking advantage of the midfield and just using those opportunities to go into the scoring opportunities.
Mean Green now just little under 14 minutes away from going 5-2-1 in the conference, and only being 1 point behind UAB pending the result of UAB's next game. Another winning record for the Mean Green in the conference on the line as well. As we mentioned earlier, John Headland has never had a losing season, as we now have a break by Burnell. Get back to that in a minute. Burnell's going to have some more composure here. Fires it right into Krasinski. Was looking for that far side of the netting like she scored on that first one. Unable to curl it around Krasinski that time. And the Mean Green almost had their fourth.
Yeah, Kat Burnell used her speed very well, but again, just trying to put it into that far post, but the goalkeeper was ready. Krasinski was ready for that shot. Again, a missed opportunity for North Texas to get their fourth goal of this game.
A little bit of jostling back and forth between the defender and Brown. Brown's going to take this one. A nice play. She's going to try and find somebody in the middle. Fires it towards the net. Tried to go near post. Wasn't able to hit the target, but nice effort there from Summer Brown.
Yeah, Summer Brown just cutting inside the box, using her left foot, trying to surprise Krasinski, but did not work. Again, a good steal from Summer Brown, but she was able to convert a goal.
50-50 with a little bit of an extra shove by the Mean Green leads to a free kick for the Roadrunners, but Roadrunners quickly running out of time. 11:50 left to go in this second half. So as I was saying before the Burnell opportunity, John Headland has not had a losing season since he started the Mean Green programs. Burnell with another opportunity, unable to get ahead on that one. Still a little bit of chaos here. Mean Green looking to control and to turn before being slid nicely away by the Roadrunners. Now they'll try and go on the attack, but Singh just does not have any opportunities with the ball.
Yeah, Singh has been very quiet in the second half. Not much going on from her. And also on the offense from UTSA, it's been really just slow since the start of the second half.
So for the third time, I'll try this John Headland stat. Never had a losing season since he helped start the program in 1995. He's the winningest head coach in any UNT sport. 16 conference titles, 7 NCAA tournament appearances. Been a fantastic part of this North Texas athletics squad that probably doesn't get talked about enough. You know, you see a lot of focus on basketball and football, and, you know, basketball has been fantastic, and football is having Pretty good year this year, but don't hear as much love for John Hedlund and this soccer squad.
Well, it's probably just because, they're in the conference. You say they're not one of the top 5 conference. And maybe that's why it probably doesn't get talked enough. But next year they're moving to the American Athletic Conference, and I'm pretty sure John Hedlund's going to be looking for the next challenge. And they're going to be tested in American Athletic Conference. They're going to be playing against SMU, Houston, those top-tier teams. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Burnell unable to get that one on the volley. Tough one to control there. Had the opportunity, but.
But again, back to John Hedlund. I'm pretty sure he's ready for the next challenge. He's looking for what's coming up next for this North Texas women's soccer program.
Mean Green ending up giving a free kick there. Another chance for Burnell, who's had a fantastic game coming in as a sub. 3 shots, 2 on target, and the 1 goal with a couple of chances for more.
Yeah, just on that opportunity, just the ball was out of reach.
UTSA now with the wide shot, but it is deep into the waiting arms of Danny Jacobson, and she collects another save for her day. 3 saves, just the 1 goal against.
As you can see in the second half, the opportunities came in for UTSA off the set pieces. And that's all. There really haven't been anything going on the ground or anything. Just been off the corner kicks, free kicks, nothing going for UTSA.
That's a lot of contact there by the Mean Green defender, Mia Merritt, who has come on in place of the injured Rachel Roebuck in the first half, and she's going to get a card. First yellow card of the game for the Mean Green. You can see here on this one.
Just Maya Merritt just pushes her midair, and she took a hard fall.
A little rough in the aerial battle there, and we'll take the yellow for her troubles, and that'll set up the UTSA free kick. The only thing they've really had any kind of decent opportunity on, but nothing doing for them on that particular free kick, and we'll see another sub come in for the UTSA Roadrunners. Most of these starters are already back in. And I believe that's number 4, Lexi Bolton, and 37, Isa Hernandez, checking back in for UTSA. Mean Green now with just 8 minutes left to play before securing this one. Fairly comfortable 3-1 lead. 11 shots, but only 4 on target for the Roadrunners. Kind of been the story of the day for the Mean Green. They have been able to minimize any kind of damage that the Roadrunners have had.
Yeah, the North Texas really played well in this second half, especially on offense and keeping possession away from UTSA. You see Olivia Klein just putting the game to bed after that powerful shot she made. And again, North Texas is a really good team in the second half. They know how to finish these games strong. And I'm pretty sure fans here in North Texas are going to be happy with this home win, because the last time they won at home was back in September 16th, which was a month ago when they beat Charlotte 4-0. The last time they played here at home, they lost. They tied against UAB 0-0.
So the starting forwards back in for the Mean Green: Devin Flannery, Allie Bird, and Olivia Klein, as you mentioned. Looking to just close this one out strong. 6:50 left to go. Maybe tack on one more if they can. Allie Bird was offsides on that header attempt from Klein. But again, this is just more time off the clock. Less opportunities for the Roadrunners to do anything with it. And full credit to the Mean Green defense for not allowing anything easy for this Roadrunners offense, as the Roadrunners now with their own little extracurriculars in the midair challenge leads to a free kick for the Mean Green. And then, of course, North Texas being able to counter and put in a couple goals of their own. I think that first goal from Allie Bird on the corner kick from Maddie Starrett really kind of changed the outlook of this game because, you know, the Roadrunners in that first half, especially for the first 10 minutes, they were fully in control. And then the Mean Green were able to come out and get a lead early. That's so deflating for a Roadrunners team that you felt was strong in the midfield, hadn't really been able to find anything on attack, but then they give up the lead anyway. Changes completely how the rest of the game is played.
And yeah, that goal from Cat Burnell really just, like you said, deflated UTSA, and they just haven't been able to respond back. And, you know, I don't know what happened in that huddle in the second in halftime, but it seemed like they just lost their confidence after that goal from Cat Burnell, and they just came out, you know, they've been really just flat out. Not much going on for UTSA in this game, in the second half, so North Texas is really just doing a great job, really good game in the second half. And again, not only that, but this Mean Green defense, you know, losing Roebuck due to an injury, Maya Merritt coming in, filling in the shoes of Roebuck, and she's been playing really well. But again, Jacobson and his defense has been really solid in the second half. Well, not just in the second half, but this entire game.
Completely shut down two of the top forwards in the conference in Kieran Singh and Anna Suter, as now Mean Green pushing. Fortunately, Klein unable to get there, but as I mentioned, Anna Suter tied for 9th in the Conference USA in points and 3rd in assists, was a second-team All-CUSA in 2021 and an All-Freshman in 2021. And Kieran Singh, 5th in the conference in shots, tied for 3rd in points, tied for 5th in goals, and 3rd in assists. But besides the one penalty kick, has not even had any opportunity to get anything done with just the one shot on goal. Anna now looking for the wide side, and Suter going to shoot that one straight into a Mean Green defender.
The physicality from Maya Merritt, she is physical, and you can saw a hard challenge as she came in on Sutter. She came in and played well, defended very well.
Mean Green with 3:40 left to play before they wrap this one up. At this point, just need to play disciplined soccer and don't make any silly mistakes. Don't let the Roadrunners have any kind of foot back into this game, and they can close this one out well. A little bit of contact there. Referee says play on. And the Roadrunners just having a tough time maintaining possession. And that is actually, I like that foul from the Mean Green.
Yeah.
Slow everything down, let players get back. Singh was looking to turn and find an open teammate on the near side, but was able, you know, that foul just completely bogs that down.
Yeah, that's
Roadrunners trying to lift this one in and over the heads of everybody. Jacobson just going to wait for a Roadrunner to come challenge, and then we'll pick up the ball.
Yeah, this game that UTSA is on their way to losing, you know, that's going to kill their chances of getting a spot in the Conference USA soccer tournament. You know, they're in 7th place. I don't know if that will be enough to clinch a spot, but for North Texas, they're up way up top. They'll be up to 16 points after this win.
Well, the Roadrunners will have a tough challenge in Western Kentucky, but then have a bottom-of-the-table matchup in UTEP, and both of those are at home. You mentioned they weren't very good on the road, but have been much better at home. So you know they would like to at least have come away with a point here, but still an opportunity to finish it off with 2 home games and go back to the tournament for the 2nd straight year, which, based on a lot of their previous seasons, would be just a big success just in and of itself.
And yeah, last season they had 10 wins, 5 losses, 4 draws, but a 10-win season, that is pretty good for UTSA, and just, you know, also knocking off UNT and that first round conference tournament. But again, you can tell in this game, North Texas just came out with a chip on their shoulder and just getting the win here after that heartbreaking loss they suffered last year in the Conference USA tournament against UTSA.
Anna Suter unable to peel away from the Mean Green defense there, and flag goes up on the far side for offsides, but 1 minute just about left to play, and Not a whole lot left to do for the Mean Green besides just run this clock out. 2 goals in just under a minute is nigh on impossible. North Texas are looking to polish this one off. Roadrunners looking for anything to get any kind of attacking presence, unable to find it so far. And a deep clear for the Mean Green, and an opportunity now to control this one. Roadrunners come away with it, however, and a great play on the near side here to just knock down a few more seconds and take us under 30.
Yeah, good performance from North Texas. I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking to build that up next week when they play against UTEP. Should be really an easy game for North Texas, traveling on the road.
Clock winding down here. And with 2 and 1, that'll do it. It is official. North Texas moving to 9-5-2 overall, 5-1 Conference USA, 1 point behind UAB. So for my good friend Armando Gomez, I am Ryan Baldwin saying so long from Denton, Texas.